Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pendrive Azul, the story in the game. Here, we're going to cover the creepypasta Pendrive Azul, or the Blue Pen Drive, and we are going to break it down and play the game based off of it. I so, wait. I hope y'all enjoy the video, and because it took me like a while to do all the editing. Yeah, I'm struggling. It's a struggle to edit. Apparently, I don't know how, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And make sure if y'all do like and subscribe for me. We are trying to get 500 by the end of the year, I think. Yeah. Well, I hope y'all enjoy the video. So this is the creepypasta, the Sonic creepypasta, I think. Story? It's a story. I don't know. I think it's a creepypasta. Featured in the pasta. Yeah. We love pasta here. Okay. The tale. I will tell you all about something horrible that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I couldn't keep it to myself for any longer, so I decided to write it down in order to keep myself sane and remember myself and remind myself that what happened is real. It all started one night. I received an unexpected visit from a friend. His face was pale and his body was shaking non-stop. In his hand, he held a blue pen drive that he slowly brought to my face. "Take it," he whispered, slightly unsettled. I obeyed, placing the pen drive on my pocket. Immediately after that, my friend put his hands on his face and started to cry silently. His crying got louder as time went on, to the point they turned into agonizing screams. I got horrified and attempted to ask him what was going on with him. He suffered for a few seconds on the ground. Then he stopped breathing. I yelled, calling anybody out for help, until my mother answered. I'd rather not remember the rest. The day of the funeral was one of the most disturbing ones that I have lived through. Watching his entire family mourn and cry made me feel horrible. The auto, the autopsy, the, I don't know, revealed the cause of death was an act. Wait, hold on. The autopsy revealed the cause of death was an epilepsy attack, and they never asked me for my version of the story. Never knew why. When I arrived home, I enclosed myself in my room and started to cry, thinking about the moment of his death over and over again, until I remembered the pen drive. I rapidly looked at the basket of dirty clothes I had, looking through the pocket of the pair of pants I wore that day, and then I found the pen drive. At first, I doubted whether I should plug it into my PC, and to this day, I regret having done so. But I eventually decided to see the contents of the pen drive. After having turned it on, I looked at its contents. It only contained one folder in a strange language I couldn't understand, and which I haven't been able to decipher to this day. It contained a file called Sonic the Hedgehog.exe. I noted the game wasn't correctly written, but I didn't care too much about it at the moment. I tried to open the file. Then an error message popped up saying something about the file that I tried to. What? Something about the file that I tried to open not existing. I remembered the mistake in the file's name and corrected it, adding an E to the word hedgehog, or hedgehog. It allowed me to open the file afterwards. I then remembered my friend was a big Sonic fan, which unsettled me a bit when realizing that fact, but I calmed down because of the fact the file was about the friendly blue hedgehog. After opening the game, the screen faded to black, showing a text that read out loading. After three dots that appeared and disappeared in a constant rhythm. It's a game, I exclaimed, not being sure how to feel about this moment. About this, I waited for the game to load and eventually showed a colorful 8-bit scenery with Sonic's emblem in front, with him wagging his finger like in the classic games the alongside the typical title screen music. For a moment, I thought this had nothing to do with the death of my friend, until I saw the smaller letters in the menu, and a portion of the screen dedicated to the Sega 1991 copyright credits. There was some text written in the seemingly exact same strange language of the folder. I felt chills go through me when I noticed. After that, I simply decided to press enter and move on. The level was the same as the original version, Green Hill. I could use the arrow keys to move and the spacebar to jump. The characters' physics were normal, just as they were in the original game. It all went just as fine until I made a mistake and got hit by an enemy. In the original game, the rings you collected would be spilled once you took damage. However, this time, instead of the rings being spilled all over the place, there were a completely they're completely red squares coming out of Sonic. My optimistic mind thought it was just a bug, but deep down, I knew this wasn't a good sign. I kept going until I cleared the level. But when the act name was displayed on the screen instead of the typical Green Hill Act 2, there was a lot of garbled text written in the strange language I previously mentioned. The background was not scared at that point. Wait, what? Oh, wait. The background was not normal this time. It was a plain blood red block that seemingly was slowly pulsating as time went on. I did get scared at that point. I tried to close off the game immediately with the escape button, but it wouldn't work. So I tried to press any buttons in desperation. Control, Alt, Super. What's Super? What's the Supper button? How old is this guy? His console or like PC? That button does not exist. I don't know. It could have been typo. None of them worked. As the screen distorted itself violently, my desperation grew. At some point, a really bright flash began rapidly flickering on the screen, and somehow it paralyzed me. I couldn't move or close my eyes. I could only watch the horrible things going on the screen. Exclusively disturbing female screams started blasting on my speakers. While the screen displayed a close-up of Sonic's face crying blood as the words RIP started appearing everywhere around the screen, the screams didn't stop. In fact, they only got louder as time went on. I started to cry, still unable to move, and then started shaking. It will end up just like him, I thought, horrified. The screen faded to black once again, and the screams stopped too. I desperately fought in an attempt to move, but all my efforts were in vain. On the screen, an enormous red 10 showed up, which then changed to 9, 8, 7. I have to get out of here, I thought, still unable to move. 6, 5. With my biggest efforts, I was able to move a finger, then my head, my arms, and then my entire body. Once the countdown got to 2, I jumped to the ground, covering my head, as if I were in some sort of shootout. I heard a horrible female scream, similar to those that sound in those jump scare pranks that would appear all around the internet. Except this one was scarier and even worse. It was even more prolonged. I rapidly unplugged my PC's cable and then I did the same with the pen drive and stomped it until it was torn into pieces. A million pieces. Completely destroyed. The nightmare was over. I couldn't stop shaking after what happened. I eventually dried my tears and left the room. I never told anyone about it until now. Maybe I should just forget about it. Sometimes I believe I should expose my life out of mere curiosity. It's not worth it. However, if there's one thing I'm sure of, is is that regardless of whatever happened at the end of that countdown, I don't ever want to know what it was. So that is the story of Pendrive. So we're gonna break it down. So starting from the beginning, his friend pulls up to him and is like, I'm dying, man. I'm dying. Here, take this pen drive." He starts crying and then has a epileptic attack. So he's dead. He goes to the funeral, goes home, and is depressed, starts crying, thinking about the moment over and over again. And then he remembers the pen drive. And he puts it into his PC. You should never put a pen drive into your PC just out of nowhere unless it's empty and you know it's empty. And he finds a weird copy of Sonic the Hedgehog along with a file that contains a bunch of gibberish, according to him. He can't depict it. It's a strange language. He can't figure it out. Then, straight up, he's like, I'm gonna replace the missing slot where there's supposed to be an E because it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and he puts an E, making it Hedgehog. And then he's loading it up, and this whole thing is just him trying to investigate what happened to his friend and why he wanted him to take the pen drive. He opens it up, notices a couple of stuff that would be like bugs in the game. And he's like, okay, they're just bugs. This is the only time I will actually say this is a literal bug to him. Because in like, let's take Sonic EXE for example. Sonic's eyes turn black and red. Oh, it's just a bug. All of Green Hill's covered in blood. There's just dead animals. The background's all red. Like, it's not a bug. He transported to Angel Island and it's on fire. Angel Island was never in Sonic 1. That was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then so he's like, okay, things are going really wrong after he completes the level, noticing that the typical Green Hill Act 2, whenever you start the stage, is all jumbled up and the background was red. So he's like, man, I gotta get out of here. So he presses the escape button. It doesn't work. Then he presses Control Alt Super. I still don't know what that button is. And none of them worked. It's just, and then the screen started distorting. It started flashing like bright flashes, and it paralyzed him. Shit paralyzes the dude. How do you get paralyzed from that? Is bro also epileptic, or is he just paralyzed of fear? Then a whole bunch of like he hears women's screams or female screams on his speakers, and it gets loud. And a Sonic appears on the screen with bloody eyes, and the words are IP. And so this guy, he's like, man, I'm gonna end up just like my friend who died of epilepsy. And like, come on, man. You should have never plugged in the pen drive. And a countdown starts going. 10, 9, 8, 7. I gotta get out of here, he says. Like, bro. 6, 5. He unparalyzes his body. Jumps down like he's about to get like mag dumped by a whole mafia mob, and then he hears these terrifying screams, but he manages to get the cord, pull it out, and then stomp the pen drive. Honestly, this is the reason I love the blue pen drive. Like, it has stuff that you would genuinely think, oh, this can't just be a bug. This has to be genuinely the game tweaking. Oh no, wait, what? Hold on. Let me rephrase that, because I think I'm tweaking. The stuff in here is described as bugs, and you would think, yeah, these are bugs. Whenever Sonic takes damage, instead of rings being spilled all over the place, they were completely red squares coming out of Sonic. It could literally just be a bug. Like, and then once he gets to the next level, he notices everything's different. He's like, okay, this is not a bug. Okay, so this was the blue pendrive, or El Pendrive Azul. This will forever be my favorite Sonic creepypasta. And now, because we're not done there, we're gonna play Sonic El Pendrive Azul. No. This game contains heavy flashing lines. Nota. Oh wait. Okay, this is being investigated. We're trying to figure out who created it. Other than the fact that the score and rings and the down here, that you would think, oh, that's not a visual bug. Those are genuinely just crazy things. And like, here's the moment I would see it and be like, oh, this is more than just a bug. But of course, like from the start, it takes us straight to Marvel, and that's where Sonic somehow lost alive. Crazy platform. And like there's like a flashlight. That's very freaky. And then here's like some crazy stuff going on. And you can't press escape. I'm pretty sure you could probably just alt F4 it. You should be so careful because you can't really see the enemies. Okay, this is a little tedious. Okay. This is not impossible. Okay, we did it. Passed. So this is pretty ominous. I like the way this is set up. Of course, it's kind of scary, whoever put this together. You know, Sonic's eyes are just out of it. I can so read that, you know? 10. Thing straight up hit 0. Oh, oh, here comes the RIPs. Painting the screen. Oh, that's pretty horrifying. Toon. Okay, so that was something. That was really something. Painful to even watch. Like, oh my goodness. The editing process is gonna be so fun on that, I swear. But, okay. It's nice to know that people try to depict their own version of El Pendrive Azul. And it's also not nice to know that they really wanted me to, like, lose my eyeballs. Like, that hurt a lot. I did look away. But El Pendrive Azul was going to be one of those top tier. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember, like I said, it would be nice if y'all liked and subscribed. And I hoped y'all actually watched the full video because we need 3,000 watch time if we want to become as just as good as those people up there, the good YouTubers. Oh, I know that guy. And then people talk about me and they're like, oh, who is that guy? I've never heard of him. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was really, like, this is one of my favorite creepy pastas of Sonic and in general as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a great day. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.